Hi everyone, my name's Katie and I am part of the admissions team here at Minot State University. I'm so excited to talk to you today about international admissions. International students make up about 10% of our population and we couldn't be happier to have them here. So in order to talk through what we're going to need for you to make it a complete admission file, I'm going to take you to our website because that's the best place to look for all the information. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to askmsu.com/international. And then once you head there, what you're going to see is a page all about you. And so it goes through several different things. You can find our majors, you can find out the cost, you can contact your representative. All this stuff is really important, but today what we're going to focus on is this section, the admission requirements. And so when you open this page of the admission requirements, there's a couple important things. Number one, all applications are online. So you're going to click on the online application, create an account, and you're going to then submit your application through that portal. There's a $35 US application fee that must be paid in order for us to process your application. You can pay when you submit your application, you can call our office, or if the time difference doesn't allow you to call when we're open, we can definitely send you another online payment, but we're going to need to know that from you. It's really important that you pay attention to these deadlines, these application deadlines for both the fall and the spring terms. The fall term starts in August and the spring term starts in January. And so you definitely want to check on those depending on where you are. If you're living outside the United States or inside the United States, those dates are different. For next fall, for fall 2021, you're going to worry about the June 15th deadline of having your application submitted and all of your documents in. And so that's really important for you to watch as you're doing this. Now, the other important thing to remember is that once you submit your application, the admissions team is going to send you an email, and that email is going to outline exactly what you need. It's going to put you in contact with a specific admission processor who can help you through this process. And so don't hesitate to reach back out, but definitely check your email that you applied with in order to find that list. So there's a couple different things. If you're a first-year student, you're going to click on this first-year student checklist tab. A first-year student is someone who has not attended any post-secondary or college or university level work. And so if you're just finishing up your secondary school, or if you are haven't gone anywhere after you graduated, this is the tab for you. In order to get you to make an admission decision, what we're going to need is we're going to need your current academic records. That includes a transcript with all of your courses that you took and the marks or grades you earned. We're also going to require any exam results or certificates, copies that you earned, and that is going to be dependent upon where you completed your schooling. And so that's where it's really important that you watch for that email, because they're going to tell you exactly what we need for your academic records. But this is super helpful. If you have questions, you can always ask us. It's always helpful if you, of course, tell us where you completed your schooling, so then we can definitely look up and give you exact information. Now, we also need one entrance exam, and so if you scroll down just a little bit, you can see a tab that talks about those entrance exams. So any prospective student to Minot State must take an entrance exam, and as an international student, you have several different options, which is great. You only need to submit one of these that meets the minimum score requirement. You can submit different ones if you'd like, but what we're going to need to see is at least one of these that meets the minimum score. So whether that's the TOEFL, or the IELTS, the SAT, the ACT, certainly feel free to look at those. We list out our minimum score requirements. You will need to submit that entrance exam score in order for us to make a decision. All right. The next thing we need is right here, which is the application form I-20 and certificate of financial responsibility. In addition to that, we're going to need the supporting financial documents that help support how you're going to help pay for your schooling here. Now there is a step-by-step video on how to complete this. If you click on this link, it's going to open the I-20. You can download this PDF and fill it out, and you can submit this via email. The one piece that you're going to have to send off to someone else is if you have a sponsor, which is the very last page, last 2 pages. You should give those to your sponsor. But your sponsor is going to have to print this out, sign it. They can scan it, and then they can send it on back to us. Again, email is the fastest and easiest, and we totally accept this by email. If for some reason we can't, we would let you know. All right, so then we also need a photocopy of the page from your personal information from your passport. And that's super important when we're creating these I-20s, which is how you're going to apply for a visa. So it's super important that that information matches, which is why we need a copy of your passport page. So you can certainly send all these materials to the admissions team. Their email is right here. We definitely will correspond with you via email. We are happy to take any phone calls. However, for documents to be official, specifically for these academic records, if they need to be official, they need to come directly from the institution to us. So that would mean that your school may need to print out an official copy, stick it in the mail, and send it directly to us without you opening that envelope. Okay, if you're a transfer student, that would mean that you have some college credits, whether you attended post-secondary and only did a couple, or whether you have quite a few. Either are fine. You're still considered a transfer student. So depending on how many credits you have as a transfer student, if you have more than 24 U.S. credits, that once they're equated into the U.S. system, we won't need anything other than your post-secondary records. However, if you have less than 24 credits, we're going to also need your academic records from your secondary or high schools. And so definitely, if you have questions about that, send us an email, let us know what your situation is, and we can help you determine what you're going to need. So if you're transferring from an institution, a post-secondary institution outside of the United States, you're going to need to get that transcript professionally evaluated. And we need a course-by-course or a descriptive evaluation by one of these 3 companies. And so you're going to either look at the World Education Services, the Education Credential Evaluators, or the American Education Research Corporation. And you can find information on their websites about what they require and then how much it costs. And then once you submit it to them, they submit everything to us. And so if you want to do that at the same time that you're filling out the application, sometimes that will speed up the process rather than waiting to know. And so we definitely will need all those transcripts. That's our state law that we require those. So definitely send every single transcript in. And if they are transcripts from outside the United States, we will need those evaluated. Again, we're going to need entrance exams. Those entrance exams can be found down here. We need one of these, and you need to meet the minimum score. Now, if you are an international student who is coming from, transferring from a community college within the United States, and you've taken Composition 1 and 2 and earned a B or better from a U.S. institution, you will be exempt from needing this. So again, if you have questions, send us an unofficial transcript and we can let you know what we're going to need from you. If you are transferring from an institution in the United States and you are already on an F1 visa, you're going to need to fill out this transfer clearance form with your current school, and then that's how we're going to get your visa to us. So in addition to the application for I-20, we also will need this transfer clearance form. That's only important for transfers who are within the United States right now. After you send in that application form I-20, which is the exact same form for I-20 that we talked about earlier, with your financial support, and if you need your financial sponsor's affidavit and their information, you're also going to send in that photocopy, and then you're going to be good to go. So if you are a graduate student, I encourage you to check out this graduate student checklist, as well as watch your email for an email from the graduate school. We are so excited that you are considering that this is the next step for you. We can't wait to see your application and help review it. We're always happy to help answer questions. Don't hesitate to send us an email either at admissions@minotstateu.edu or to askmsuintl@minotstateu.edu. Again, my name is Katie. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. We'll talk to you later, guys. See you. Have a good day.